Before carrying out any repairs or maintenance to the Dosatron, turn off the water supply and allow the pressure to drop. If there are taps on both sides, turn off the inlet tap first. If the solution tank is backfilling, so the level is increasing rather than decreasing, this is caused by wear, damage or contamination in the check valve assembly. Here's how we inspect the check valve assembly for wear or damage.
Undo the nut at the base of the black sleeve and allow it to drop down. Hold on to the two clear collets and gently slide the dose tube out of the black sleeve. Remove the two clear collets and take the large nut off the dose tube. Unscrew the smaller nut at the other end of the dose tube. Remove the hose barb. Using the handle end of a long screwdriver or something similar, gently tap the check valve from out the bottom of the dose tube. And then remove the two seals, the second seal being on the top of the hose nozzle. Check these two surfaces. There's one on this component and another one on this component. The gridded surface that the seal sits on, you need to check that for wear or damage, or if there's any contamination there, they need to be thoroughly cleaned. You can then proceed to fitting the new seal over the nipple. Make sure that the seal locates into the groove at the bottom of the nipple, on the nozzle and on the check valve itself. Just gently rotate the seal on both components and that will indicate to you that the seal is located correctly. You can then proceed to assemble the components back into the dose tube. Check valve first, the seal to the top, facing the top of the dose tube, then refit the hose barb, the small black nut screws on, hand tight only, the large black nut then slides over the dose tube, and then position the two clear collets. The black line indicates the dose rate, so just line that up with your required dose rate. Slide the nut up over the top and then you can reassemble it into the black sleeve at the base of the Dosatron. Retighten the nut.
Here's how to change a plunger seal for the Dosatron 20000.
First of all, unscrew the injection assembly from the base of the machine like this and remove it. This seal here is the plunger seal. This is the one we're going to change. Just have to gently remove it from the plunger seal carrier. While the seal's off, just have a good look around the groove that it locates in, just to check for any damage or any cracking or anything that may be evident, and then simply fit the replacement seal. Now we can do our test to ensure that we've got no wear in the dose tube. We simply just slide that on like so, take our hands away and check that it's going to stay there under its own weight. If the dose tube's okay, we can then proceed to screw the injection assembly back into the base of the machine, tightening up hand tight only, and then we're ready to go.
Here's how to change the dose tube for the Dosatron 20000.
Simply unscrew the black sleeve from the base of the Dosatron and remove the entire injection assembly. Slide the large black nut down over the collets and remove the two clear collets. Slide the black nut out over the top of the dose tube, then to proceed to undo the smaller nut at the base of the dose tube. Remove the hose barb. Using the handle end of a long screwdriver or something similar, gently tap the check valve out the bottom of the dose tube. All of these components will then need to be transferred into the new dose tube. Fit the check valve into the recess in the bottom of the dose tube, then push the hose barb in on top of it, fit the small black nut over the hose barb and tighten it onto the dose tube, hand tight only. Slide the large black nut over the top of the dose tube, fit the two clear collets and line the black mark on the collet with the required dose rate, and then slide the dose tube assembly back into the black injection sleeve. The dose tube assembly can now be slid back over the plunger seal and screwed into the base of the Dosatron, hand tight only.
After you've carried out your repairs, make sure that there's a good airtight seal when you reattach the suction hose onto the hose barb at the bottom of the Dosatron. When you turn the water supply back on, Open the outlet tap first, then open the inlet tap slowly and allow the pressure to build. This avoids sudden pressure buildup that can cause a water hammer condition that damages the pump.